Contact us at partners@opentext.com. Excuse me. Today's presentation is on OpenText Cloud Editions CE 22.4. Let's take a look at the launch overview. But before we begin, we'd like to remind you that we do record every webinar in our series, and we make that recording available. We'll send an email out 24 to 48 hours after the session with a link to the recording as well as any associated resources. If you have a question at any time during the webinar, we ask that you please put it into the Q&A panel, which you can access through the icon at the top right-hand corner of your screen. Put your question in there, and we have experts available to answer your questions during the session. And if not during, then we will answer them at the end of the presentations. All right, and without further ado, I'd like to get started and hand it over to Lindsay from our Content Services area. Go ahead, Lindsay.
All right, thanks so much, Gretchen. Let me just get my presentation up here. Hopefully everybody can see that now. So thank you again for the introduction, Gretchen. My name is Lindsay Starrett. I am probably a new face for all of you, our partner community. I've been at OpenText for 6 years, but I now lead product marketing for Content Cloud. So it's my pleasure to share a bit about the notable new features and enhancements in our 22.4 release today. As with our previous releases, our innovations focused around 4 themes. The first is about our continued investment in our next generation multi-tenant SaaS content services platform core. The second is around our biggest differentiators in the market and how we integrate with lead business applications like SAP, SuccessFactors, and Salesforce. The third theme is about our continued investment to co-innovate with Microsoft. And the final theme is about bringing tailored applications for industries and line of businesses, which are especially important for niche use cases like life sciences and energy and engineering. And all of this supports our top-level thought leadership message you've seen us lead in the market and in our campaigns around enabling organizations to master modern work by empowering positive employee experiences, improved operational efficiency, and enabling information protection with a zero trust mindset. So with that, let's get into the details of the 22.4 release. I'll start with Extended ECM. With 22.4, we are announcing a modernized OpenText Extended ECM with 3 new agile, ready-to-run offerings strategically designed to solve our customers' content management challenges faster. If your customer is looking for compliant team productivity, with ready-to-use business processes, integrated Microsoft Teams collaboration, and automated security and governance, then they need our new X1 plan. If they're looking for operational excellence across the organization through integration to enterprise process applications like SAP S/4HANA, SuccessFactors, and Salesforce with intelligent automation, they need our X2 plan. And if they're looking for secure information exchange across enterprise boundaries to partners and customers leveraging SaaS offerings from OpenText like Capture, Digital Signature, and Secure Collaboration, then they need our X3 plan. We have a couple other things that, a couple other enhancements with our 22.4 release of Extended ECM, including a new real estate management business scenario, which is a solution with pre-configurations and templates to simplify projects for complex real estate operations. Customers can now securely manage in a central location all the essential property information, such as tenancy agreements, mortgage documents, safety plans, pictures, and maps. And the management dashboard simplifies the review of contract renewal and termination dates without the headache of complex spreadsheets. Finally, with new support for SAP S/4HANA harmonized document management, customers can take advantage of the ability to integrate Extended ECM with many additional SAP applications with less customization, setup, and implementation time, and therefore also less resources and lower TCO. Moving on to our next platform and the latest enhancements with Documentum. We know in the past that Documentum customers have struggled with lack of insight into the health of their server, and this has resulted in unavailability surprises and more support requests. The new System Health Dashboard provides reports that can help improve system health and direct maintenance activities. We're also introducing the ability to zip and download documents so that the assets can be easily emailed or shared. This makes it much more efficient and network friendly to download one zipped or compressed file versus many uncompressed and individual files. It also gives the business user a more efficient, cleaner, and secure way to download and share multiple documents. Finally, it's now easier than ever to create complex searches that can be saved and shared with others with Documentum D2 Advanced Search. This helps reduce double work and ensure teams are all accessing the same content at different steps in the content lifecycle. Moving on to our SaaS content services platform, Core Content. The 22.4 release of Core Content reflects our continued investment to mature this offering into a relevant and viable platform with new options to collaborate and co-author Microsoft Office docs directly within Core Content via integration into Office Online and Office desktop apps. This improves user satisfaction and the desire to use Core Content by minimizing application switching and the need to go outside of Core Content to modify documents. Additionally, Core Content is now available in Canada via our partnership with Google Cloud Platform. We also now have a new transaction-based price model in support of developers and organizations who require custom integrations for Core Content to applications like ServiceNow, Microsoft Dynamics, or others where we do not yet have a productized integration. Moving on to Intelligent Capture. The 22.4 release of Intelligent Capture includes enhancements for intelligent automation. The information extraction engine now supports the ability to capture address fields on a document, and customers can now easily select languages or specific data center locations to meet GDPR requirements using advanced cloud OCR. We've also enhanced and secured the integration with cloud implementations of Documentum using a new REST API-based exporter. Switching gears to our SaaS capture offering, Core Capture. Core Capture has a new embeddable responsive web UI client that replaces the existing web client for operators. Core Capture's also offered a new deployment in Canada, like Core Content, enabled via our Google Cloud Platform partnership, which will now obviously offer support for Canadian customers, partners, and OEMs who require capture and data extraction in the region. We've also added Hebrew as a supported language for supporting or for creating text searchable PDFs. With each release, we always look for ways to increase cloud efficiency for business users, admins, and IT teams. And with the 22.4 release, one update in this area is a new PDF compression capability via Core Capture service that will make it more efficient to store and share text searchable documents. Last but not least, we'll close with updates on the AppWorks platform, which is new to the Content Cloud family. With new dynamic workflow, end users are empowered to manage their own processes without dependency on IT or developer resources. We also know that to be successful, software development projects must have a strong source control system to track and manage changes to code and to enable multiple developers to collaborate simultaneously. With 22.4, AppWorks developers can leverage GitHub and GitLab for source control to code. And finally, with Smart UI rendering, built business roles hide sensitive information such as medical or health-related data of a case from the case worker. This allows for a more targeted user experience at each stage of the case handling process. With that, that's a wrap on the high-level enhancements for the Content Cloud 22.4 release. This is a short list of resources that you can navigate to if you want to learn more about Content Cloud. And with that, I am going to pass things over to my colleague, Virgil Dodson, for an overview of the AI and analytics release. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lindsay. A second here to share my slides. And am I visible as well? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, great. So thanks, Lindsay. I'm Virgil Dodson, Product Marketing Director for the AI and Analytics products at OpenText, and I'm here to talk about some of the new innovations available for Release 22.4. I'll cover top initiatives, a quick summary of the top features, and a new innovative feature for this release I think you'll like. So our main initiative is to help customers accelerate their data-driven decisions and provide proactive information risk management capabilities, as it says in the middle there. And we do this with a single AI and analytics platform where multiple AI and machine learning approaches can be combined to truly understand unstructured content, where sensitive data risk discovery can be done by non-AI experts, and where hundreds of thousands of users can securely access reports and dashboards that they need. For 22.4, the theme was deeper analysis and increased usability across more platforms, as it says there. Magellan Data Discovery now includes a few new features providing deeper access to deeper insights. So as of 22.4, you can now combine risk analysis data with document usage data for very deep insights into your sensitive content and how it's being used. So I think they'll become more important once I show you the details. So we'll talk about that one more on the next slide. Also in data discovery, you can connect to Salesforce data, bringing an ability to combine prospecting and funnel data with other enterprise data sources or report across multiple Salesforce instances. In the area of usability and accessibility, for this release, we've added several new features and reports that enable users living with disabilities to consume reports more effectively around accessibility. For usability, text mining, and text mining connectors are the way to bring, all data in to be evaluated. So with user-driven scripting, customers can now write their own connections in Python to create new connections and speed up their content analysis process. Finally, our goal is to support customers with their public cloud requirements, as well as those managing content in multiple properties. So this release furthers that commitment by making available containers for Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform, and make sure I'm not blocking anything here, and Red Hat OpenShift. So on the previous slide, we talked about a new Magellan data discovery feature that I said could combine risk analysis with document usage data. It actually is a solution that crosses multiple products, including Magellan Risk Guard and Extended ECM. So let me explain what it does here a little bit. So as a general rule, sensitive, private, harmful, or even inappropriate content often exists untethered somewhere within an enterprise. And understanding the usage of that sensitive content is important. We can find that sensitive content today easily. We've got Risk Guard, but combining that data with usage data to get that deeper analysis is difficult to obtain at scale. So this solution in Magellan Data Discovery version 22.4 provides the ability to analyze risk analysis data from Magellan Risk Guard, combined with usage data, the historic views from OpenText Extended ECM, to get the full scope and true understanding of how sensitive content has been used. The ideal customers here have large amounts of content in Extended ECM and are interested in content risk analysis or content management. This new feature, we can analyze documents by risk, documents by type, by creator, by time, or even analysis data as how risky the content is, in a tool that's purpose-built to analyze and find answers from large amounts of data fast. So we can do things like identify high-risk documents with or without activity, know how important that is or not. We can identify documents containing a defined value, like what documents contain a certain person or a particular bank account or a certain phone number. We can also find relationships between risks inside documents. For instance, what documents with a high level of activity contain a username and a password. So we can combine these relationships to get really deep insights into sensitive content and its usage. So there are a few resources available. Of course, there's links to the websites for data discovery and Risk Guard. If you're not familiar there, we've got links to the release notes and links to the What's New blog, and then a blog explaining this new feature as well at the bottom there. So that's it for me. We'll pass it back to Gretchen.
Great. Thank you, Virgil. And we're going to send it over to Christian Barkan from our digital experience area. Just give me one moment. Bear with me for one moment.
It shows that you're muted, Gretchen. Are you sharing with audio turned on?
One moment. Sorry, Christian, hang on one second.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 22.4 launch. As we keep delivering relevant data-driven modeling experiences from the DEX business unit, but this specific release is very, very important, okay? 22.4 is very, very important because we are meeting our deliverables against the project Aspen. So if you remember a couple of years ago, what we needed is to talk about integrations. We needed cloud. We needed to unify our UX. We needed a lot of new capabilities. And of course, we needed to make it easier for our customers and our account executives to sell. So this is something that we are accomplishing in 22.4. So first of all, in terms of integrations, we are going to see, and Pam and Guy are going to talk about it, we are going to see that our key components are already integrated. We're talking about Extreme, Teamsite, Media Management, CXI, the CDP, and even now Core Signature. We are talking about bringing cloud. And that means that we have a re-architecture our solutions, and we have brought all our core components available now in GCP. We also work on our unified UX that now is available by bringing this new portal that is bringing together authoring content data and task management for Extreme, Teamsite, OTMM, CDP, and CXI. We will see today that we have not only accomplished 100% of our parity between cloud native and our previous product, but here we are going to see today new capabilities in cloud native that are exceeding what we have. And Guy will be talking about that, the same as Pam. And finally, of course, we needed to make it easier to buy. We needed easier to sell. So this is why we have new packages that are also going to be covered today. Packages for CXM, packages for DXM. So that said, Guy, the floor is yours.
Very good, Christian. Thank you very much, and greetings, everyone. So, as Christian has said, this is a very exciting release with a lot of new capabilities, which I'll unpack a bit at a product by product level. But the first is for our end customers. What our customer organizations are trying to do to deliver outcomes. This release brings a lot of capability to apply communications, to apply digital experiences, to apply and automate digital assets to bring relevant, consistent, and experiences and responsiveness in how our customers engage with their end customers and partners, et cetera. So I'll dive into that for Extreme, for Teamsite, for media management. Of course, we've got new capabilities with our data services with CDP and Core Experience Insights. And exciting stuff Pam will cover with the CCaaS the communications as a service integrations for Qfinity and CXE. Now, as you know, Release CE has been a re-architecting for cloud journey that continues here because now we're bringing the Experience Cloud capabilities together where they all deploy together in an automated fashion. And this is really exciting because we can now put our customers who may own individual products onto an Experience Cloud journey, even as they start with just individual products. So that ability to deploy all in one hyperscaler, which in this case is GCP. We have a great partnership there. And we now are delivering the deployment automation altogether for cloud. And that allows us to do some interesting things with packaging. So as I said, customers can continue to buy on a application by application basis, But in doing that, they now are already on the Experience Cloud journey. And going further beyond that, we'll be packaging together at a higher level capabilities that are intended to really solve for communication-centric use cases. That's our CXM package. It has a very broad set of capabilities, or digital experience capabilities, the DXM package. And so as a sales team, as a selling organization, we'll be able to bring a more compelling offer to our customer through simplified packaging and pricing. So let's dive into what's coming in the products. In Extreme, just a really big release here, and we're just going to scratch the surface on what's coming in. I think that there's a very high focus from our customers right now around moving to digital communications. Of course, print will always be there, but our customers want to engage their end customers with interactive, really dynamic digital communications delivered over our really great digital delivery channels with notifications. But you've got to have communications that have, for example, interactive charts that catch your eye when they load, and that show you a really nice visualization of information in a communication. The ability to plug in dynamic HTML, like a video player, into that same dynamic communication, and the ability to just engage customers more visually. Now, we're also adding another digital capability here. OpenText's own core signature service now is able to be built right into the document design templates. As a designer, I can choose how a particular document will be signed and automate that. If you've seen other core signature demonstrations, it's often demonstrated after the document's already been authored, maybe a Word document, for example. We're now able to, with our own technology, streamline that signature workflow right into the design and the orchestration process, the automation process. So we can, for example, automate recapturing the signed document and even bring that back into InfoArchive as an archive of that signed document for the customer. So a really great set of capabilities that all flow together for digital communications. Next slide, Christian. All right, so on the digital experience side, this release, as you'll see with that unified user experience for our Experience Cloud, is a great example of using TeamSite for authenticated intelligent workspaces. And this is going to open up a great opportunity for customers to be able to design and configure the end user experiences they want for their staff. And use TeamSite to provide the right information at the right time for experienced professionals, people who work on communications, who work on websites, landing pages, and campaigns, and the entire customer journey, to bring the tools together. TeamSite now also has access to all of the intelligent segmentation that's coming from BigQuery as we've rolled out over the past two releases. So this is a great way to bring all of that intelligent segmentation back into the digital experience. And of course, we continue to focus on modernizing the Experience Studio user experience and reduce dependencies on the CC Pro UX. So we have new task screens in TeamSite as well, and we have audience, that same CDP audience integration now with Optimos, which means you can do A/B testing and go to optimize and find the right content, the right information that leads to conversion, leads to the outcomes based on those same business audiences. And then finally, for me, in media management, we're continuing the work that the team has been on to improve automation, to make the user experience easier for the end and more effective for the end user. So everything from dashboards and how jobs are used and simplifying those tasks, how the end user experience can be made more efficient. This is a high feedback area. We hear from customers. They always want to make the experience more easier for end users and removing clicks. And we're also continuing the work on the integration framework, doing more capabilities here and preparing for some new integrations that will come in some follow-on releases. But these capabilities are really critical to drive the ease of integration with PD management.
And for Qfinity, this release covers security and analytics updates to support contact center as a service platforms. So first and foremost, we have been working on a cumulative release to address security, encryption, and compliance. And then a new feature of the service allows us to mask and mute personal data that may be contained in a call recording. So it allows companies to adhere to data privacy and compliance requirements. Additionally, we have enhanced voice of customer analytics. So we can now support chat conversations in Qfinity so that customers can support their strategy to analyze both chat and voice and extract insights to evaluate the success of their communication with their customers. And then lastly, for Qfinity, additional CCaaS connectors that support Amazon Connect, Genesys Cloud, Twilio Flex, and more. For CXE Voice, this release enhances customers' migration to the cloud. So we are releasing a speech automated attendant for RingCentral, which they lack in their solution. And as we know, speech automated attendant allows us to, press 1 to reach a support representative, press 2 for more information. So that was a fairly significant gap that RingCentral has in their solution that allows us to fill that void. Additionally, for that, we have a web-based administration tool. So it actually replaces our current thick client, and it helps customers better manage their user and distribution lists. And then lastly, we're replacing Mysql with Postgres. And the benefit to the customer there is it allows the customer to get immediate patch updates directly from the source rather than waiting for a subsequent release from us to address security patches.
Thank you very much, Pam. Thank you, Guy. I think this is indeed an incredible release. We are bringing this unified UX, tons of new capabilities. We are making a lot of progress in having everything available in the cloud. And of course, we have these new bundles that are coming in. So this is the new 22.4 innovations that we are bringing, teams. And of course, we will support that from a marketing perspective. I mean, we have the wow slides, the updated collateral. There's new websites that are being updated. Of course, we are going to be talking about this in our customer communities. We are bringing also new videos and demos, especially for CXM and notifications and voice of the customer. And of course, we are going to have the normal internal enablement session. So look for your Sales Academy update, the sales enablement training that is going to happen, and all the tools that we are providing. Okay, so that's it. Thank you and good selling. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Christian and team. And now we'd like to open it up for questions. If you have any questions, we ask that you please put it into the Q&A panel by clicking on that icon at the top right-hand corner of your screen. And we'd be happy to take those questions. I do want to remind you again that we will be sending out a link to the recording as well as any associated resources. You'll be getting that via email within the next day or so. And if you do want to contact us to give us feedback on this presentation or questions that you thought of once we've concluded, you can always reach out to us at partners@opentext.com. And now we'd like to take your questions, so please use that Q&A panel. I did see a question on content services. It says, in previous content server release notes below was stated, this is a long question, does this mean all template workspaces need to be removed from content server before an upgrade to 22.4 can be considered?
Hi, Gretchen, it's Lindsay. I added a note to the person who asked the question asked that question. I'm going to have to look into that with our product management team, and we'll get back to them directly.
Perfect. If the person that answered that question could also respond with your contact information, we'll be sure to get that information back to you. Let's see, will OpenText World be focusing on 22.4 or 22.2?
Can also potentially answer this one, and my colleagues from product management on the line, please feel free to chime in. But OpenText World is meant to cover innovations for the whole of the 22. Release. So start, all the way back to 22.1 through 22.4.
And do you have a PowerPoint overview of all new features in Extended ECM and Content Server specifically?
We do have a feature deck. It is going through a bit of a revamp with the launch of the new tiered pricing or tiered plan model. I'll have to get back to you on when that will be available for partners, but it is in the works as an update to the old materials.
Great. Wait a moment here to see if you have any other questions. All right, and just as a reminder, again, if you think of anything after the fact, we'd be more than happy to take your questions at partners@opentext.com and make sure you get connected with the experts in that area who can provide those questions, the answers to those questions, as well as any additional resources that you might need in order to better service your products and your customer. Thanks. All right, I don't see any additional questions. So we want to thank you, say thank you to Lindsay and Christian and his team, and to Virgil for your presentations today. And thank you all for your time and attendance. And keep an eye out for that email, and we will see you soon. Thank you.